A very good morning, dear students. I welcome you to today's English class. Students, in yesterday's session, we started reading the chapter A Journey in Space. The chapter is indeed interesting. Yes? Let's have a small recap of the chapter, what we read yesterday, and then we'll move forward. So children, this chapter is about a little girl, Beena. Now Beena, though she is of a small age, still she has got a golden chance to travel in space. For that, she had filled an online form and she had told that she loved the stars, the sky, and was not afraid of traveling in space. Apart from that, she had to face a number of interviews and also she gave quite many tests. After that, she gave physical fitness tests and then she was finally selected by New World Space Research Center in the Himalayas. Students, she was given training for almost a year before she was ready to travel in space. Now she is there in space and a lady astronaut named Karen is there along with her. Both of them are looking at the beautiful space around themselves. They are there in their spaceship. So Beena could not believe that she was actually finally traveling in space. And then she told Karen that she was wondering if there was anyone who was like them. Wondering means she was feeling curious to know. She had a desire to know that if there is anyone else in space other than both of them. So, Karen, let's move further. Karen looked at Beena and said, "We are here to find that out. Let us see if life exists in any form in space." Now, Karen looked at Beena and she said that we are here. She said that we are here in space to find that thing only, that if there is anyone else also, or if life exists means life exists means if there is somebody else also who is able to survive, who is able to live in any form in space. Further, she said, "This is my second trip, but each trip is more interesting than the previous one." Okay. So Beena, she was traveling to space for the first time, but Karen, it was her second trip. Wow, that is so interesting. And what she tells is that each trip is more interesting than the previous one. She said that this trip is more interesting, more exciting than the previous. Previous means, you may underline this word, previous means earlier one, right? The one before this trip is more interesting than the First trip. We are lucky that we are not floating inside this spaceship which has been newly designed. Okay, so she told that she feels that they are lucky that they are not floating inside. Floating means kind of hanging inside the spaceship which had been newly designed, which had been newly made. Yes, then she told that the spaceships used earlier were different. The astronauts would float in it and they had to wear space suits. Now things are different. Let us cut the cake, dear. Then she said that the spaceship, the spacecrafts that were used earlier, they were different. That means they were not the same as the ones being used, being the spacecraft in which they are traveling. Now the spaceships that were used earlier were different. The astronauts would float in it and they had to wear space suits. So the astronauts would float in those spaceships and they had to wear a special dress called space suits. Children, what are space suits? Yes, space suits, they are the you can say a garment or a clothing that is worn by a person who travels in space to protect the body. Because children, the atmosphere that is there on land, on earth, is different from the conditions that are there in space. So definitely the clothes that you wear have also to be different. They cannot be the same. So they had to wear special space suits. And because the spaceships were different, so the astronauts would float in it. But now, because of the maybe new inventions and new technology, the spaceships were newly designed and were better than the earlier ones. So that is the reason she is saying now things are different. Now things have changed. They are different. Let us cut the cake, dear. Now she is saying, let us cut the cake. Beena smiled at her. Oh yes, the new year is about to begin. So what was the cake for? I was wondering, why were they cutting the cake in space? Now the reason has been told to us. It was the cake for the celebration of the new year. So Beena smiled at her. Oh yes, the new year is about to begin. So they were lucky enough that they were celebrating the new year in space. There was a loud thump on the glass. Beena tried to be courageous and said, "What is it?" Oh, there was a loud thump on the glass. What is thump? Do you know? Children, thump is a kind of a blow or a thrash. When something is hit heavily, that is called a thump. So there was a loud thump. Thump is like this. So a loud thump on the glass. The spaceship in which they were traveling, it had a glass. So there was suddenly a loud thump. Thumping is something like this, and not slowly. It is very sudden, and when something is hit heavily, so that is called a thump. There was a loud thump on the glass. Beena tried to be courageous. Courageous means Yes, the word courageous means brave. Beena tried to be brave. Yes, and said, "What is it?" So she said, "What is it?" So let us underline the word courageous. As I told you yesterday, all the red words, all the pink words, they have to be underlined. Okay. So, next. Karen held her hand and said, "Look, a strange creature on the window glass seems to be injured." So Karen, she was the elder one, Karen was the elder one. She held her hand to give her support. You know, when somebody holds your hand to, it is at times to give you support, to help you out if you are afraid or if you are scared. In the same way, Karen held her hand and said, "Look, a strange creature on the window glass seems to be injured." So she was trying to show Beena a strange creature. Strange means something that is unusual, something that is abnormal, something different, that is maybe out of the way, something that you are not familiar with, something that is maybe new to you. That is a different kind of a creature. Creature, we all know, creature is something, anything that is living is a creature. So she said, a strange creature on the window glass seems to be injured." Injured means, yes, injured means hurt or wounded, right? Seems to be means appears to be. It looks like that a strange creature is there on the window glass and it seems to be injured. It seems to be hurt. Beena said, "Let us bring the creature inside." So Beena, a very soft-hearted girl, she suggested that let us bring the creature inside, that they should bring the creature inside. She gave a suggestion. Karen said, "That can be dangerous." But Karen, because she was the elder one, she could sense the danger. She said, "That could be dangerous." Dangerous means likely to cause harm or injury, something that is risky, something that is not safe, unsafe. So Karen said that could be risky. Let's underline the word dangerous also. So she said that could be risky. Beena looked sure of herself. "I don't think so. The creature is in pain." So Beena looked sure of herself. Sure of herself means when you are sure of yourself, that means you are very confident about your views, or maybe whatever you think, you are sure about it. That means you are confident about it. So she looked sure of herself. That means that was the only thing she wanted. She said, "I don't think so. The creature is in pain." So she said, "I don't think that the creature would be dangerous." She said that it is in pain. It is in pain means it is suffering. It has an injury. So we should help him out. So as we just discussed, she was a soft-hearted girl and very caring girl. So she could feel the pain that the creature might be facing or feeling. So soon the creature was taken inside and Beena put some antiseptic lotion on the injured arm. Underline antiseptic lotion. So soon means in a few minutes time, soon the creature was taken inside. So the creature was taken inside and Beena put some antiseptic lotion. What does antiseptic lotion mean? That means a liquid substance that prevents the growth of germs. So kind of a medicine. She put her She put it on the injured arm of the creature, the strange creature. His green skin immediately became smooth and velvety. Underline the word immediately. Children, immediately means at once. After the application of the antiseptic lotion, his green skin at once became smooth. Smooth means leveled and velvety. Velvety means something like this. Let me show it to you. Like this. If you can just see, this is velvety. A kind of a very smooth, soft appearance or feel. So like this is of a very soft feel. So his skin became smooth. Smooth means, as I told, flat and leveled and velvety. Like this is a velvet. The velvet cloth has a very smooth feel. In the same way, his skin also became smooth and velvety. The creature was about 3 feet tall. His eyes were blue and he had 2 thin arms. So the creature that was there his height was almost 3 feet. He was 3 feet tall and his eyes were blue in color. And he had 2 thin arms. So let us see if we can get to see the creature. Yes, here we can see that strange creature. Green skin, blue eyes, thin arms, and something more about him. Let's read. His legs were thin and short and did not have any toes. They looked at the creature in surprise. So his legs were thin legs and short, and he did not have any toes. So definitely he was something to be surprised at. A different creature, an abnormal and unusual creature they were looking at. So it's written, they looked at the creature in surprise. The strange creature smiled and pointed towards the cake on the shelf. Oh, the creature also liked the cake. So, what did this strange creature do? He smiled and pointed towards. Pointed towards means to indicate. You know, when you are pointing towards something, you are trying to indicate the direction in which something is kept. Like pointing towards, like I am pointing towards this strange creature. Now I am pointing towards the cake. Now I am pointing towards Karen. Now towards Pina. So in the same way, he pointed towards the cake on the shelf. Karen brought the cake and Bina remarked, "Let us cut the cake and celebrate the beginning of the new year. Mr. Alien, be our guest and join us." Oh, Karen brought the cake on the demand of Mr. Alien. So, Bina remarked. Remark means when you say something or you comment something, that is called remarked. So, Bina said, "Let us cut the cake and celebrate the beginning." Beginning means start. Underline the word beginning. So, let us celebrate the start of the new year. Mr. Alien. So, Bina gave a name to the creature. And what was the name? Mr. Alien. Mr. Alien, be our guest and join us. Okay, as they cut the cake, the alien held Bina's hand and looked at it closely. So, if the creature was strange for human beings like Bina and Karen, definitely the human beings also seemed to be strange to the creature. So, as they were cutting the cake, the alien, he held Bina's hand and looked at it carefully. Looked at it closely means looked at it carefully. He soon ate some icing but left the cake aside. Oh, so this creature had one quality that was similar to many children. He ate the icing. Icing means the frosting that is there on the creamy coating that is there on the top of the cake. Yes, this is the icing on the cake. So he quickly ate the icing but left the cake aside and left the rest of the cake. Children, today we'll read the chapter till here only. The rest of the chapter we'll do in the next session. Okay? Now children, it is very important that once we read the chapter, we understand the chapter, we should be able to answer some questions also. So, we'll do 3 questions today and they are from the content from the portion till we have read, from the portion that we have read till now. So, should we start? Answer the following questions orally. Children, although it is written, answer the following questions orally, but we are going to do these questions in our notebook. Okay? So, first one is, what could Beena see from the spaceship? Yes, what could Beena see from the spaceship? Do you remember? Yes. Yes, of course, it was there in the chapter. What could Beena see from the spaceship? Remember, it was written. Beena said, really, I had never thought I would travel in space one day. I can see the stars, planets, moon, and even satellites. So, what could Beena see from the spaceship? How will you frame your answer? You have found the answer here. Now it is important that you frame your answer correctly. So, how would you frame your answer? Beena could see the stars, the planets, moon and satellites from the spaceship. That is how you will write your answer. Next one. How did Beena and Karen come to know that there was a strange creature on the window glass outside? Yes, how did they come to know? Did they dream of it? No. So, how did they come to know? Yes, we have done this in today's session only. In the beginning, what did they hear? I just gave you an example also. Yes, how did they come to know? There was a loud thump on the glass. Yes, they came to know when there was a loud thump on the glass. So, how will you frame your answer? Beena and Karen came to know about the strange creature when there was a loud thump on the glass. Okay, very easy because we have just done it, we have understood it. So, answering the questions is not a difficult job. Okay, what we have to keep in mind is the framing of the sentence has to be correct. Okay, and definitely you are going to learn that also. So, next question. What was the name given to the creature by Beena? Yes, we just read it. She gave him a very good name. Yes, she said Mr. Alien. So what was the name given to the creature by Beena? Beena, you may write it as Beena named the creature Mr. Alien. So the name given to the creature by Beena was Mr. Alien. I hope that was easy for you. Yes. So, once again, read the portion that we have done till now very carefully and answer the questions in your notebook. Also, don't forget to write the hard words that we have underlined today. Yes, let me show it to you. Again, you will write day and date and the day. Then you'll write hard words, lesson 4. Yesterday we had done till 15. So, on the next page, you will start today's work. Next, hard words from number 16 to number 22 will write today in your notebook. Okay, children, that's all for today. Hope you have enjoyed reading the chapter. Yes, the chapter was, again, I would say, very, very interesting. So, practice the reading of the chapter at home. Bye for now. See you tomorrow. Happy learning.